for Montana National Parks. And then we're going to click OK. Now we want to name the table. So we're going to name this table reservations. And press the tab key to accept that. Now we want to set the column width for all of column 1. So I'm going to come here, select column 1 on row 1, and then hold the left key down and scroll down to the bottom. And then I'm going to change the width right here. I'm going to go ahead and type in 35%. And notice that the width of the column changes to 35% of the whole thing, and the whole thing is 75% of the web page. Now with these columns still selected, what we want to do is we want to format the text so that it's right aligned to the right side of the text. So to do that, we're going to go to Format, we're going to select the line, and then we're going to do a right. And this way when we type in, we'll see the text goes towards the right of that box. Now we can go to our Insert tab, go to Form, and these are types of things that we can add to the form. Now each of your form fields should have a unique name, and we'll go through and we'll add several of them. A text field allows them to type in some text like first name, last name, or address. A text area allows them to type more like a comment area or a description of something. Here we have a button, a checkbox, and a radio button. A button and a checkbox act similar to one another. A checkbox allows you to check multiple ones. Radio button is you'll have a group of buttons and you get to select one of them, and only one can be selected. You can have a select, you can list a menu of them. File field, image field, or hidden field, and we can make radio groups and checkbox groups to each one of those. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a few of these to we're going to insert text into a form. Now you have single line text fields. You can enter a text field, enter a unique name for each text field in the form. Server-side scripts use this name to process the data. If you use the mail to option, the name is contained within the data in the email that is sent to your email address. Form object names are case sensitive and cannot contain spaces or special characters other than underscores. Char width, default setting is 20 characters. You can change the default, however, by entering another number. If the char width is left as 20 character default and the user enters 50 characters, the text scrolls to the right and only the last 20 of those characters are displayed in the text field. Even though the extra characters are not displayed, they are all recognized by the form field object and will be sent to the server for processing or contained within the data if mail to is used. Max characters, enter a value into the max chars field, defines the size limit of the text field, and is used to validate the form. If a user tries to exceed the limit, an alert is sounded. If the max char characters field is left blank, the users can enter any amount of data, which is rather dangerous because they can attach files, they can attach programs, so usually we will put something on there for max characters. Init value, to display a default text value in the field, type the default text in the init val box. When the form is displayed in the browser, this text is displayed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert some labels, and I'm going to insert several types of form objects over here. I'm going to do one of them, mainly a name and a text area, and then I'll stop the recording, add several more in, because no use you watching the same thing over and over again. So let's start off by choosing a prompt that's the user can understand which one it's. So let's type in name here. Press the tab key to go to the next column. Now we want to do is we want to insert a form. We want to insert a text field. So it asks you for a an ID. Let's type in name here. And then click OK. Now double click on the text field thing, and then the property editors come up over here. So in the character width, we want to type in 50. We want to make sure it's a single line that's checked, and we don't want anything else. We don't need to change anything else. We could put max characters here, and you can do that if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and insert several other ones. As you can see, I've added several new fields: an address label, an address field, a city label, and a city text box, a state zip code label with the state with the 2-character code, 2-character width code, zip code, we have 10 characters here, and then the email address with 45-character width. Now the next thing I'm going to add is a checkbox after the label for it. So I'm going to go ahead and put hotels, come over to the next column, I'm going to insert a form, and I'm going to insert a checkbox. So here I'm going to give it the name as Hotel 01. I'll go ahead and double click on it so that we can get the values here. Now in the checked value field, what you enter here is going to be sent in the email if they select it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Montana National here. And now if they check this, we will get a value of Montana National as the Hotel 01 if they check this in the form. Now what we want to do is we want to insert several check boxes. So I'm going to click to the right of there. I'm going to hold the shift key down and hit enter. I'm going to have a very tiny insertion point there. So I'll go to insert form. I'm going to insert another checkbox. I'm going to give this one an ID of Hotel 02. I'll click OK. And then I'm going to go and do one of these, and I'm going to label them 3, 4, 3, and 4. And then I'll be back. Now as I go through each of these, I'm going to name each of them. So the check value for Hotel 2, I'm going to put Montana Royale. For checkbox 3, I'm going to put its value as Garden Inn. And for checkbox 4, I will put its check value as Montana Star. Now what I want to do is click to the right of the first checkbox. So we're going to come here and we're going to add descriptive labels to these. So the first description I want to type in is Montana National. Hit the down arrow, type in Montana Royal, and continue doing this for the other two. So now I have my other ones selected, and each one with the proper label. So when the user goes ahead and checks this fourth box, remember we placed the Montana Star as the check value. So that's going to be sent to me. If they check this one, the Garden Inn will be sent to me, and so on for each of these other ones. And this concludes part 1 of chapter 6 of creating a form.